The Web of Creation. October 6, 2013. Dear ones, we are within, above, beyond and even below you. We embrace your totality within your 3D hologram to assist you with the release of all illusion. This release must be done in a slow and measured fashion, or it would be too difficult for your physical brain to retain its ability to cope with daily life. Already, your left brain is resisting the force of your fifth-dimensional thoughts that are attempting to connect with its third-dimensional circuitry. At the same time, that which was once perceived as higher consciousness feels more like normal consciousness. In other words, your baseline consciousness is rising to the degree that mundane tasks can actually cause a physical sensation within your 3D brain. We wish to tell you to honor this sensation, for it is the feel of change. That which was once normal is quickly becoming a heavy weight in your energy field. In other words, you are raising the frequency of your consciousness to the state that your physical body feels too slow, too outdated. Releasing illusion. We say the term feels as you are in the process of releasing the old illusion that only physical sensations are real. You are not yet fully aware of these new sensations, so they fall into the category of feels like. You are still comparing your new light form with your old physical form, which can become quite frustrating. The constant comparison between where you were and where you are going makes you unconscious of the actual journey. Therefore, we ask that you take the leap of being where and who you are within the now. We ask that you let go of who you were and who you are becoming. Do you see how your comparison of your past and your future binds you into third-dimensional time? It is important that you continually remember that the fifth dimension exists in the no time of the ever-present now. Thus, let go of that which is complete and embrace that which is now. You will find guidance for this most difficult task by observing the plant and animal kingdom. They do not wait for that which they need. Instead, they live each moment with what they have. The members of the plant and animal kingdom have not detached themselves from the web of creation, as humanity has. The web of creation is similar to the 3D matrix in that the web of creation, the web, is the electricity that keeps the matrix of your 3D video game running. The 3D matrix is the format for your physical life. This matrix is much like the spider web on which the spider crawls and captures all that it needs. In the same manner as a spider, you create your own 3D matrix based on the rules of the physical plane. Now your consciousness has expanded into the higher frequencies of reality. Therefore, you can free yourself of the 3D matrix by connecting with the web of creation. This web has always existed, but most of you were completely unaware of it. Unlike a spider's web that resonates to the exact same frequency as the physical spider, the web of creation resonates to a frequency just above your physical reality and slightly out of phase with 3D time. Consciously perceiving the web. To consciously perceive this web of creation, you must release your habit of physicality as well as third-dimensional concept of time. At first, it is most likely that you will perceive this web with your animal body, your physical form, as your 3D brain will not be able to compute perceptions of this frequency. However, remember how we said that the animal and plant kingdom were aware of this web? Therefore, when you use the animal form that you are wearing to sense the web of creation, you will be able to feel it on your skin. However, just as your physical brain cannot compute the fifth-dimensional perceptions of your light body, your physical brain sends many of your animal instincts into your unconscious mind. Therefore, you will have to expand your consciousness into your fourth-dimensional perceptions to consciously perceive information saved within your unconscious mind. In a similar fashion, when you expand your consciousness into the fifth dimension, you are also able to perceive the quantum world. It is with your quantum consciousness, your DNA portal into the higher dimensions, that you will best be able to perceive the web of creation via your animal instincts. There are many members of your human race who are labeled the indigo children. Many of these indigo children are now teens or young adults. They represent your next evolutionary shift of humanity who can perceive the web. The ones who have survived the judgment of being different and the medication to fix them will be the teachers of their parents and leaders of their societies. Also, there are many of you who are adults or even seniors in year now who were also born as indigo children, but there are less of you. Those of you who are members of this group incarnated on Earth within the last 70 or 80 years to assist Gaia during the nuclear testing and myriad wars. Those of you who survived the intense indoctrination of the physical patriarchy, had to go underground and keep your true self secret. Many of you forgot your true self, but the higher light is now serving to jar your memory. Others never forgot, but had to keep the secret of the web away from the forces and darkness. It will be those who remembered and those who survived third-dimensional indoctrination who will be the first ones to consciously perceive and use the web of creation. Using the web of creation. We will now share how you can use this web to greatly amplify your innate, creative abilities. In fact, you are using it every day in an unconscious manner. Of course, in order to consciously use the web, you will need to consciously feel it. We ask that you take a moment to tune into the animal earth vessel that you are wearing. The easiest way to perceive the web of creation is through your skin. You may need to use your fifth-dimensional imagination or thought. Imagine a slight breeze gently touching your face or bare arms. Feel the web's invisible touch and tingling sensation. Feel how you and the web are in constant energetic communication. When your consciousness is bound to third-dimensional stimuli, you will not be able to experience the web, but you will have an expanded perception of your physical sensations. Then, you feel the resistance of the ground beneath your feet and more vividly see objects that resonate to the third-dimensional spectrum of light, and hear sounds that resonate to the third-dimensional spectrum of sound. When you expand your consciousness through meditation, creative endeavor and/or release of 3D thoughts, emotions and concerns, the web connects with your multidimensional mind to amplify your multidimensional perceptions. Your higher visual sensations are primarily perceptible via your third eye and/or imagination, whereas your higher auditory sensations, which first appear as silent sounds, emanate from within rather than around you. To consciously see these higher dimensional perceptions, it is helpful to close your physical eyes and see how the web of creation reflects the light of the aura of every person, animal, plant or thing. To consciously hear the higher frequencies of sound, close your eyes again to focus on that which you hear within. Focus not on the external sounds that you hear with your physical brain, but on the inner sounds that you hear with your multidimensional mind. At first, you may not hear a higher dimensional being. In fact, you may first hear your body as it speaks a nonverbal, imagistic language. Listen not with your ears, but with your multidimensional mind. Listen to your light body to activate the quantum portals within your DNA. Use the power of imagination of your multidimensional mind to see the myriad portals opening within your body. See how each portal is eagerly accepting the higher frequencies of light. Feel how the acceptance of this light changes the inner experience of your earth vessel. Feel the resonance of your inner voice. These expanded perceptions may be best understood if you use your body as an amplifier to accept the higher frequency resonance and to express it through movement, drawing, singing and/or writing. Do not judge yourself if you are not instantly successful with the use of your light body's higher perceptions. How many times did you fall down when you were learning to walk? How many mistakes did you make when you started your new job? How many times did you need to try again to effectively communicate with your loved ones? Be patient with yourself. You are now activating a completely different form with a totally different operating system. Therefore, trust the animal in which you live as it innately works in partnership with the web of creation. Feel how the web responds to your attention when you shift your attention away from the 3D illusion and into the web of creation. The web of creation responds to your energy field, your thoughts and emotions, by returning what you ask for. Hence, we must remind you that the web always reflects your strongest message. Therefore, if your mind says I am ready to activate my higher perceptions, while your emotional body is filled with fear, you are sending a yes/no message. Your mind is saying, yes, please activate light body perceptions, but your emotions are saying, no, I am not ready yet. If you say to your child, stand up, but sit down, what would that child do? If you say, I am ready to transmute, but I am afraid to transmute, what would the web do? So many of you send fear-based messages into the web. Therefore, you are saying yes, no. Therefore, you have sent a confusing message into the web, and what you get in return is confusion. You are the creator. Remember, just as the spider creates its web, you create your matrix for life. You are the creator of your life. When you tell the web I can't do, the web responds by assisting you to not do that thing. When you say I am ready to become light body, the web responds by revealing the path to becoming light body. The web does not create for you. The web assists you to manifest your desire by amplifying what your consciousness is projecting. If your mind says I want to, but your emotions say, I am afraid to, your consciousness is lowered by your inner confusion. Also, if your consciousness is so low that it can only activate your physical brain, you will likely be unable to even accept that a web of creation exists. On the other hand, whenever your consciousness resonates to your multidimensional mind, you can hear and or see the higher expressions of your multidimensional self who constantly interacts with the web. In other words, the instruction manual for the web of creation is in your multidimensional mind, but you have to raise your consciousness to read it. We, the members of your galactic and celestial family, are here to assist you. We can always see and hear you. Your family of light. The Arcturians. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.co.uk